Responsibilities. It was just a word for me until I truly began to adapt it in my life. But before that, I was just a free bird, someone who used to travel to unknown places, hike in the mountains, and ride to new places as a mean of escape from responsibilities and my goals that I had for my life. But eventually it hit me that time was running out and therefore I must better get at my work, build the brand that I want to build, write the books that I want to write. And as soon as I began to take the burden of these responsibilities, suddenly, as time passed, this instinct to explore new places, to live freely, to travel began to dwindle away. With time, I got into this rut of working day in and day out. And no surprise, after a while, eventually, when I was immersed in this routine, this passion I had for my craft just began to dwindle away. It was just work to me, a vicious cycle of hustling day in and day out. Then, one night while I was working, I saw something from my old vlogs. I revisited those old memories. It was at that moment I realized that I must take a break from this hustle. It is necessary. So early in the morning, I packed my coffee and other stuff related to making a nice pot of coffee, wore my armor, got my gloves, and left for an adventure on my dear good old classic Larla. To be honest, I had no idea where to go for this adventure. I had a vague idea that I would ride to some distant wilderness where I could hike and experience the bliss of nature, and in that ambience make a nice pot of coffee on wood campfire and sip that coffee in that very wilderness itself. Well, riding out of Narwal, I was on Sidra Highway once again. This classic route, I must say, in morning, this route feels so beautiful. No traffic at all, especially those notorious bike riders who are doing those stupid stunts in the middle of the highway. It was just clear breeze for me, cruising through that breeze with slight drizzle falling on me. By the point I reached Bajalta, I decided to take that corner and revisit that route and seek some place for solace. I have gone for chai up to Sidra in these days of hustle, but riding beyond to Bajalta was as if a revisiting the memories when I rode with Arjun. And I must say that after all the time staying inside, working on my craft, riding on these open roads was overwhelming and euphoric that tears were rolling down my cheeks and there was wide smile on my face. I was leaning Lala on corners and was lost in complete bliss of pure motorcycling, opening throttle like a mad shit crazy person. Eventually, I reached a viewpoint. I stopped at this deserted viewpoint. And at first, this point seemed very deserted and I just couldn't stand for a moment. But I thought of investigating this place and I found this beautiful small valley just below that viewpoint. Let's take that shot. And eventually investigating a little bit more, I found the rabbit hole from where I could go into this wonderland and begin hiking on that trail. Well, being an amateur hiker, I won't call it a hike, but still, for someone who was inside for half a year, this was a good true hike on which, amidst the beauty of nature, I found some sheep grazing, and perhaps on screen you might not be able to experience that serenity I felt there, but believe me, guys, it was so serene, so peaceful that I just can't simply explain it in words. And taking some pictures and spending some time there, I began to walk down. Maybe because I haven't slept whole night and worked, because of that I just felt as if this whole road in front of me was psychedelic experience, because those trees, that nature around me, it just felt as if I was on some different planet. And eventually walking down, I tried to gather some wood, but sadly all that wood felt like as if it was very wet, and the bigger wood was really sturdy to break. So I moved on further on that very trail, looking for more wood that could be burned to make some nice coffee. Eventually the trail was leading down towards the river. After walking a bit more, when I couldn't figure out which wood is good for burning and making a campfire, I sat at the very place and relaxed a bit. I remembered that I had a piece of cake with me. I took it out and began to nibble on it, enjoying it with a beautiful view in front of me. The goats have come after me. I don't know what they want from me. Just look at them. And eventually I decided to walk back, as this was enough of a starting adventure for me, just to bring me out of that rut. And walking back also, it felt a great experience, as if my experience tank had slightly filled. So in the end, I just want to say that we all have responsibilities, we all have duties in our life, but we must take out some time and look for some nice, beautiful adventures. Maybe go on a little ride to a nice cafe, maybe go on a hike, maybe go to beach, or spend some time with friends. Something out of the ordinary routine. That's all. Just take that small step and you will feel alive once again. I hope you enjoyed this experience, and if you do, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe for more such experiences. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace. Look man, just last one request. I'm not here to preach, but yeah, we can just carry our stuff with us. It's no big deal carrying all this litter and throwing it away in dustbins later on. That's bad for the nature. Your kids won't enjoy the nature then.